Feline Fury.
So level. So I say that I'm level 2. Am I supposed to be looking for something else?
You'll have another power and another feat. That's all.
You should have
And
picked
your
them.
stuff will have gone up by 1. The Feline Fury thing was actually something I completely forgot to put on your character sheet. So, Hannah, you've been missing a power this entire time.
And still kicking ass.
I know. The only one that rolls nat 20s. Okay. So as I was saying,
we had something different planned for today since Kate won't be here for another hour.
yeah, I did. So for now, everyone say hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Daddy.
Dog.
Why am I adjusting my speakers? I'm using headphones right now. I'm adjusting my speakers like I need to be able to see, like, hear what is around me right now. I need this full surround sound experience, even though it's just a stereo headset speaker system. Yeah. So, anyone else want to introduce us for once, or no?
You know what? I'll do it.
Uh-oh.
Now, Garrett, do you remember all our names?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It helps that there's giant annotations below you.
Go.
That's
All our
assuming you can
actual
read.
names.
So I guess it's
Take
you
one.
wanna Go or
And take 5.
hello everyone, welcome to the D&D round, and we are the Scaredy Goats. Over we have our fabulous GM,
Go.
and we also have Boulder Fish, the heir of Baron of Toast.
Hi.
Hello, that. There we go. Dragnas Pyragos, also known as Moist Cake, our excellent thief of darkness.
What's up?
And goats.
We have Vindanis,
goats.
our ever silent paladin.
Oh, hey, that's me.
Pick up your verbal cues.
But it takes a while for reception. And we have Unalak Lost Wanderer, our
Cheers.
furry feline companion. That is a whole lot better than Snarf. And I would introduce Jinx, but sadly she is dealing with technical difficulties.
Also known as work.
Ew.
And
Also,
don't
if you
mind
hear any
the
people being
background,
murdered in the
that is
background, that's...
Unalak in her previous adventures.
What was that eye roll from Ben there?
He's just jealous because he couldn't get anything on our last experience.
Yeah.
A face full of
take it
beverage.
away?
Okay, so because Jinx is not here today, I've got something that I was planning on doing for a while now. We've actually gotten through the email, securitycoats@gmail.com. No, nat20podcast@gmail.com. That's it. We've gotten a couple emails, actually.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Yay.
But I just kind of boiled it down to some frequently asked questions.
And go.
The first...
There are
The first
questions
one-
asked more than once?
There are quite, well, yeah, there's, like, every single one of them is like, why this? Why that? Will you answer this? Don't say my name. Good God, do your neighbors, like, have a restraining order put upon their voices or something? Or I don't know what that was supposed to even mean.
Whatever.
What?
What are you drinking, even?
This
Rum-chata?
this is salted caramel something that Bendonis' mother got me hooked on yesterday.
I see.
And Hannah and Unalak is currently turning my mother into a drunk. So,
Oh,
Yay.
Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather.
So, first question that we have had from quite a few people is, has everyone played tabletop role-playing games before, or has anyone else played tabletop role-playing games before? Raise your hand if you have. Balder, have you ever done it?
No.
Okay, I can't see you right now, so.
Yeah. Can't see you either. Unless I open your door.
I don't know
Okay,
why.
so,
I can see
Dan,
him.
I can see
Dan,
him.
what other, you can see him?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is, hi!
Hi.
Whoa.
So, Dan, have you, what other tabletop RPGs have you played?
I played D&D, just it was with a different group.
Any idea what edition?
No.
No.
No idea. It was just like, hey, go do this. And I was like, okay, sure. And so that was sort of my D&D experience.
I'm
I
guessing
still
it was a
play-
little more loose.
Yeah,
It was a little more loosey goosey and home ruled kind of thing.
it's much simpler than the version that we do. And I still play with that group. It's fun.
Zach, did you? I couldn't remember what you said. Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. And Hannah, what else have you played?
I've done some 3rd edition D&D. That would be about a year and a half ago.
3 or 3.5?
I think it was 3rd edition, like 3.
Oh God.
It was.
I feel
it
sorry
was
for you.
strange. It
Yes.
was a little strange, but we made do with what we had. But our GM moved away to
Oh.
North Carolina,
No.
but that's okay.
Good riddance.
Wow, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Good riddance.
Yeah, I'm sorry too.
Wow. I did not expect. Well, actually, I take that back. I kind of expected to be the most experienced person in that realm. I've played. Let's see here. GURPS, D&D 3.5, Pathfinder, D&D 4th edition is my
Done some
main one.
Pathfinder too. I forgot about that.
Pathfinder is basically 3.5, but with
Mhm.
lots of band-aids put over all the holes
Yeah.
that were poked into
It's
it.
just like, things work here.
And no! Things aren't broken. You can't have someone dealing 6,000 damage with 1 AC.
It's over 6,000!
Thank you for that not obscure reference at all.
You're welcome.
I don't get it.
I thought so.
Thank you, Jen. I love you.
Thank you.
Unalak, put away your tail.
Tell her to loosen the straps and put the ball gag back in.
Permanently.
Oh.
Just stick a straw through there once in a while when she has to eat.
I'm gonna need another one of these. You guys are fuck you guys.
Drink. Oh, wait.
Unalak.
Okay, second most frequently asked question is why 4th edition? Easy enough. I have the books and it's the one I'm most familiar with. Done with that question.
Yay.
That was easy. I didn't have to do
That
anything.
was it.
Excuse me.
Okay, and I'm kind of waiting for Hannah to come to this one because
We're waiting on you.
Me?
yeah,
Moi?
the third most frequently asked question I've seen in emails is what the fuck is Unalak? I can't find her race or class anywhere.
Actually, a whole thing.
Yeah, Hannah requested to be a catfolk, and I just basically Wikipedia'd D&D 4E catfolk, and there were like 1,000 different variations of it. I just found one that was fairly balanced and said, there's her race, and have homebrewed her into the world. As for her class, it's a stupid warlock class that I really wish I had not suggested to her.
I read it. I wanted it.
Yeah. But it's the Binder Warlock, which does not play like a warlock at all. It plays like something else that was in 3rd edition.
Yeah.
That was, warlocks are supposed to have curses. Hannah does not have curses. Warlocks are supposed to do this. Hannah does not do that. It is a warlock by nothing other than name, but it's known as the Binder Warlock from the Heroes of Shadow sourcebook. So, yay, that is Unalak.
Hey.
Bonds.
Hey.
The more you know.
Okay,
No, it's
and
not.
I have one drawn-out question that I thought I should ask the group. Has anyone besides me DM'd before or done a storytelling kind of thing before?
I tell stories all the time.
I tell stories
You
all the time.
do tell
Yes.
stories all the time.
They are fun stories. Yes. This email question came from. Oh wait, no, he told me to not say his name. So anonymous. Every time I make
Curious being.
a mysterious being, I
Oh.
grew up my goatee again. So Anyway, every time I make a campaign, my players go on the complete opposite path that I intended them to. How do you plan a game or campaign that forces your players to follow the way you mean for them to go?
Make it more interesting for that decision.
You shut down the other things they tried to do.
You have to. So it's a lot like fencing.
Plan for
You have
every
to
single
make it-
possible thing.
You have to make it irresistible for them to take that option. Make them feel they need to take that option. If they don't feel that they necessarily need to take that option, then they probably won't, and screw you over and do something else.
Do what I do. Plan for every little thing that could happen.
Right.
Or just wing
See
it.
the thing, yeah. I describe DMing as I prefer DMing over being a player character, but I describe DMing as 1 part storyteller, 1 part creator, and 10 parts impromptu actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puking and snots.
Yeah. Ben and I have some experience with that. Mr. losing an eye patch on stage.
And hey,
Oh,
that was
I
impromptu
heard
right
that
there.
story, yeah. Forgot
We
about
still
that.
did well. We still did
You
well.
slapped me in the face, yeah. I still love the fact. So, quick sidebar. Ben and I were in speech contest, and we did a rendition of Puke and Snot.
Woo!
And we had three judges judging us. One of us gave us a 1 with a pretty much perfect score. One of us gave us a 2. One of them gave us a 2 with like a straight down the middle score, and one of them gave us a 3, which is like the lowest score you can get besides a 4, which is disqualification, and just straight bottom score. We have no idea why. They were so radically different.
Well, and
thought it was
And
so
one of the judges,
funny. The third one was dying in his seat.
well, one of the judges said something like, "Nice job, pretending to lose an eye patch." I was like, "I honestly did." So
Great pretending. It was real.
yeah.
There was like 5 minutes of comedy because extra written into that eye patch, and Ben just went, "Uh-oh," and then slapped me in the face over the eye and went, "There's your eye patch." Okay, ow, that hurt.
Like I actually did it pretty forcefully because I needed to make it funny. So
Exactly.
because I quite literally
And
looked
more than
down
6
and
pence.
I didn't see it. And I looked at Borland. I looked out. I looked back at Borland and slapped him in the head. I was like, "There's your eye patch."
I think I had a bruise like just underneath my eye.
You're
too.
welcome.
Thank you.
Wow.
Anyway, back to this question. You do have to be careful with when you make a campaign that you don't want to railroad your people into a plot line. There is a fine line between like guiding your PCs down a lane and like forcing them onto a track. I try and like give people free. I don't know if I've done a good job in this campaign,
I'd
but
say
I try and
so.
give people.
I'd say so.
I try and give people free reign where it's like I just set them somewhere, I have an idea what this place does, and go, okay, here's your playground, have fun, kids, and then I pay for the Then I pay for the consequences later.
You do.
I do. I will never let you know what is improv and what is actually planned.
That's very good.
Not even afterwards.
I've kept
No.
on certain things.
That is like my one rule as well, I've got a few rules as a DM, but one of them.
As a magician, you never reveal how it's done.
Kind of. It's more along the lines of I've had players in the past. Ben, stop playing with boxes.
His Christmas present.
But I've had players in the past that will do nothing, but as soon as they make a decision, want to know what the other end of that decision was. and it
Oh
doesn't
no,
matter
that
what
ruins
create-
everything.
It's basically if
It's
you
like
know
Dark
what.
Souls lore. You don't know it, but it's better to just guess at what it could have been.
Or I kind of attribute it more to fans, not fan works, not shipping either. That's completely different.
Yeah.
Where fans of a god damn, what's the stupid internet word? Where fans of a show like create a show for their own
Spin-off?
no,
A fan parody?
Oh man, I'm drawing a blank.
Fanflit.
Fan
Fanflit.
fiction?
Fanfic, yeah, fanfic. That's it. It's basically like that, where let's say, someone is watching, name a show. Someone name a show.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, okay. So
Oh,
instead,
they don't like Twilight.
so basically, so-and-so, Johnny No Name decides that he doesn't like the, River song Dr. Pairing and says, no, River dies. He gets together with Rose. She gets the ending and he makes this entire thing. And yeah, it's completely valid. In your own head, you can imagine that. But if the writers come out and say, yeah, that's what could have happened if this happened and this happened and this happened, it just kind of ruins the story and kind of muddles it all up. And I really don't like doing it or having it done. And also, another thing is, I don't plan huge chunks at a time. That's a big secret that I had to learn the hard way, where if you plan a huge chunk at a time, you've got to be prepared to, take those 20 pages of notes and just throw them out the window. But I went on a tangent.
And there goes the
Fanfic.
train.
Talking about how to get people to...
Railroading
it's,
versus guiding.
Yeah, I was talking about how I don't tell people what they could have done. Yeah.
That one.
If I'd rolled a thievery check instead of an arcana check, would I have been able to open the chest? No, it still would have sprung the trap and flooded the room with water or whatever. But railroading is basically the DM is set in their ways and okay, these people are going to be killed by the king, they're going to be beheaded, they have to escape, etc., etc. But one of their players just goes, I rolled diplomacy, and they roll a nat 20, and the DM is like, oh, you still get beheaded anyway, or something like that. They are unpersuasive.
Can't talk yourself out of a beheading.
Nope.
Exactly.
You want to bet?
Though that does come down to circumstances. There are cases where it's you murdered an entire town. You're not going to get out of beheading just by talking your way out of it.
Well, maybe not just talking.
I mean, to be fair,
It's
the
all
entire
Disney
town
now.
was zombies, so I feel like you should cut me some slack.
Yeah.
Maybe some body language.
And cleavage. Anthropomorphic animal, yeah. the booby shake.
Yep, one of those. It's like
Alright,
a get
so
out of jail card.
Anything else anyone wants to add on to that question?
No, I think we got all the things covered.
Good. I've got Reddit questions. Who wants Reddit questions?
Oh,
Reddit
God.
questions.
Shoot.
Are those like
this
the
is-
email questions, but
Wait,
more
These
mashed
are
up?
these are kind of like email questions. I just pulled them from Reddit, and they're just like a general thing where anyone can get advice from them.
Oh.
But these are all from the D&D subreddit. This one is from Jawzilla1. Jawzilla1 says, my friends and I are playing D&D for the first time. I'm the DM. I have a problem that keeps coming up. The players are basically overcoming every obstacle because they just keep rolling the dice until they succeed the DC. How can I stop this? For example, someone, he just goes into, so rule number 1 is DM is you make the rules. If
Yeah, be a hard
they
ass
don't-
then.
Yeah. I have had to pull the hard ass card. I have had people, I check the room for Arcana. There's no, they roll a nat 1 and they decide to metagame and go, well, that was a terrible roll. I want to roll Arcana again. And I go, nope, you can't. You just did.
You failed. Tough shit.
In real life, you don't check again. Now, if they go into another room and go, I check the room for anything magic and they roll a better roll, I'll give them that room or whatever. But you can play the hard ass. They're trying to scale a wall and they fail their athletics check.
They fall.
They fall. You lose a healing surge. You fell 15 feet, whatever.
You rolled a nat 1 and broke your neck.
Life is not full of successes. You should know this by
You're now
now.
quadriplegic.
Yep.
Ow, too soon.
Hey, guess what, guys? It's 20 hours.
Oh my
I
goodness.
figured.
Thanks.
You know, I didn't have a clock on my computer or on my wrist or anywhere else, so I really do appreciate that.
But yeah, as a DM, you are free to reign to be the hard ass if you need to be.
Cheers to the hard ass.
Here's the hard ass. Yes. Also, you can. I've done it several times on the show where you can say you can't roll that. I kind of rule if it makes sense, I'll go with it. But there have been times where I want to use diplomacy to befriend this animal or whatever. Nope, that's a nature check or something like that. You can say no, you have to roll this. This is that kind of roll. But if they can, put a swing on things where it's a magical lock, I use Arcana instead of thievery, I'll go with it, whatever. But yeah, as a DM, you can be a hard ass. And if your players throw a sissy fit, they shouldn't be playing in your game.
So I can't use religion to pick a lock.
No, unless you pray to your
I
god.
pray that this will open.
Hey, I mean, if that worked, I'd convert to whatever religion that happened to be.
Kind of remember the god of trickery.
Shoot, I don't remember.
Me either. There's so many worlds in D&D. There's like 1,000 gods. It's not even fair.
Whatever fits your fancy.
Yeah, whatever fits your fancy. Loki. It's Loki. We're doing Order of the Stick rules. Loki. Northern gods or Norwegian gods.
Does work.
We'll just have a pantheon of a little bit of everything.
If I could,
I put that in my Google Doc. If you could what?
does Loki exist in D&D?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I have house ruled in everything from like Yahweh to the god Isis. All I say is basically what I do is I take like one of the gods from the D&D handbook and say, okay, which one matches the description of this god the most accurately, and then just copy paste the name over to that god.
That makes sense.
And then just, whatever their symbol is in mythology, replace the D&D symbol with that symbol kind of thing. Remove Sneck says, I'm about to embark on an adventure that I will DM for the first time in D&D 5e. Really doesn't matter because his thing doesn't really care about 5e. Because they have played a lot of fantasy games in the past, I believe my group is tired of the traditional good versus evil story where they fight monsters and Saturday morning cartoon villains. Therefore, I am considering to reverse the story and let my group play the bad guys in the world. The power-hungry wizard who wants to unlock the secrets from the arcane, the vengeful fighter from a dethroned noble family.
Do it!
And the rogue from the Assassin's Guild. In addition to neutral monsters in the wild, like goblins who anyone could fight, they would be fighting city guards at night, righteous paladins dispatched to set things straight, erudite wizards, and perhaps an elite Kingsguard soldier. I think the main challenge for me will be to make it a credible threat that they can't murder everyone they see and play Batman Joker type characters, because that would probably just be boring and pointless. To accomplish this, I think some sort of mechanic where they have to lie reasonably low should be introduced. For example, if they murder innocent civilians, rumors spread and they have a hard time finding an inn that would accept them, or vendors, or who will sell them items without fleeing. Additionally, those in power will send larger and larger forces to deal with their threat if the players handle the situation poorly.
Nope.
Do you think this could be fun for a group of players who have been the good guys 100 times? Has anyone played through something like this before? If so, do you have any tips for what I should think of as a DM?
I think it sounds fun.
Unique. However, I think that one of the problems you could come across is, well, one, you've already stated controlling your characters. However, having, for instance, me and Zach have been playing a crap ton of Dark Souls, and one thing I can think of is there's a boss called the Pursuer, which is a creature that basically hunts you over and over and over. Having some sort of possible unkillable creature hunting these characters as they're trying to take over the world could be something rather interesting, like a golem they created, but it went on a control type of thing. They don't give a crap as long as it doesn't kill them. However, there's a way
that'd
to
be just
track
more of a
their evil intent.
Yeah, that'd
be
be
more just like basically a reoccurring character that keeps coming and escapes or something like that, or like I don't know, police department stuff like that.
And that doesn't necessarily have an impact on their morality of the way they play either. But
Right.
like
Yeah,
the thing is that even if they're playing as evil guys instead of good guys, they can still be presented with sort of the same kinds of challenges.
A threat, whether or not they're good or bad.
I mean, if they're bad guys, that does make things harder because, like they said, they have to try and keep a low profile, and that's just something that would be a natural result of being evil. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like that would be something that would be too different even from playing good, except that you're just changing up who their villains are, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. And I have always played my games with a loose sense of what is good and what is evil.
More
sort of thing.
ambiguity!
Yeah,
Yay!
that's kind of what we do.
And it's how I've played with DMs where it's like, no, you wouldn't do that. You're lawful good. I'm like, but I'm following the law. I'm being good. But you wouldn't kill him. Why not? He broke the law. He fireballed an entire village. Why wouldn't my paladin just slay him now to keep it from happening?
I am not a DC hero.
You're not Batman.
Exactly.
I'm Batman.
But there is more. I play games with moral ambiguity, and being the bad guys is kind of a loose term. What I kind of see bad guys is basically they have a moral compass and they know they are on the wrong side of it. Like Walter White from Breaking Bad. He knows he's the bad guy, and he has a goal in mind, and then everything falls through and everything gets. But first season, Walter White.
Yeah, I was gonna point out that kind of changes over the course of the show.
Yeah, I haven't gotten far in the show. I'm like 3/4 of the way through first season. So.
Oh,
Basically,
okay. Yeah,
just
keep
somebody
watching.
who has
Keep watching.
good. It's basically just somebody who has a good end goal. It's mostly about the end goal, I think. You can have bad
The
guys,
end goal,
but
no
it's
matter
what
what
their
it
end goal.
Yeah, and but it's along the lines of a good guy. Everyone has a goal in life, whether you know it or not. You could have a goal of living until tomorrow morning. I'm fine with that. Or you could have the goal of becoming president of the universe. Whatever your
Handsome
goal
Jack,
is.
anyone? Handsome Jack?
Yeah, exactly. Great bad guy. Probably one of the greatest bad guys ever. Gladys, her entire purpose in life is to keep testing. Makes a great bad guy. Make sure your character, if you're a bad guy, has a goal and has a plan to get to that goal. If that means murdering everyone, why does that work into your plan? Are you raising an army of zombies? Are you doing something else? What is going on? Why are you murdering everyone? The worst villains, honestly, as much as everyone likes the Joker is probably the worst villain of all time because he has no end goal half the time. He's just chaotic.
Yeah, he just wants to start chaos in Gotham.
Well, but is his goal is to undermine what everyone else kind of holds up as being normal.
And if that's your character's goal, go ahead, but be prepared for the consequences. Also, if it comes to your characters becoming too uncontrollable, have there be a bigger badass out there that basically beats the shit out of them and says, "I'll let you live if you become my lackeys," and he starts sending them out on missions to do his work.
Yeah.
Bingo. So, Handsome Jack.
Yeah. If your character is playing a Vault Hunter and they start...
Let's save the whales, but don't piss me off.
Exactly. Like Borderlands the pre-sequel. Hey, you, I'm hiring you, but you're an asshole, so don't cross me.
I was gonna let you live, but...
Exactly.
Alright.
5E, I have no idea. Here's an interesting one. Griffin Stud. says, I have a problem. I am a somewhat seasoned DM, but my players want to do something that I've never seen anything on. In my campaign, 2 of my players are in a relationship and want a child. I decided that in order to determine that if they are pregnant, if they are pregnant, I will roll a percentile and then roll a 50-50 percentile to determine the sex. That's the easy part. The hard part, it comes within determining racial characteristics of the child. It also isn't between an elf and human. That would be easy. I was just curious if any DM who has had more experience than me could give me some advice. Thank you in advance.
That is tough. You almost have to go into a bit of genetics to understand it.
Roll nat 20 for
Yes.
birth. If nat 1, miscarriage.
Make a Punnett square.
Ouch. Dude.
This, I would actually go under, look at crossbreeding in the wild. Like, if the races are close to each other, they have a chance to breed kind of thing. If they aren't, they have no chance of breeding, no matter how much sex you make them have.
Like, are they both humanoid?
Like a donkey.
If they're...
Are they actually biological beings?
Yep. If your player has a warforged, it could be, if it's a warforged and a half elf, it could end up like the scene from the beginning scene from Robots.
Ugh.
I've never seen
The fun
that.
part is making. You've never seen it? It's actually pretty good. The fun part is making the baby. Oh, I missed the delivery.
Oh, yeah.
And they bring out a box to build the baby.
Oh, yeah. And they're like, push! And they're actually just, like, putting it together. Yeah, that's adorable.
But if you also look into the history of your races, I would say, let's say, if it's a tiefling and a human, tieflings were once humans, but they made a pact with demons in order to gain power, and then eventually separated themselves from their pact, but still retain their half-demon form. I'd say, if it's a tiefling and a human, they're gonna have some demonistic traits, and probably just roll them as a tiefling kind of thing. As for bestial stuff like catfolk and dragonborn, I say, dragonborn breed with dragonborn, catfolk breed with catfolk.
Yeah.
That one would be a furry dragon or a scaly cat. Either way, I don't think it would turn out well.
But all your humanoid races, it's up to, the DM or the parents if they really want to, if you want to decide that, half orc with human, half orc with half elf. Half orc with half elf, you just get like a full human. So.
Innocence.
Or
Will it be half human with quarter elf, quarter orc?
The orc and health just get diluted there after a while. But yeah, that's kind of a DM discretion, I think.
Would just a little spin on that? What do you guys think about? So, say you have one of the parents is carrying the child, obviously. Would they take sort of reductions in power, stamina, related things?
Or they could gain some.
Or maybe bonuses. Some races probably have different effects from pregnancy than others.
I would almost I'd play it like kind of like you would in a work environment where up to so many weeks of pregnancy they're fine, but then you just kind of cut them off, put them in like standby mode. They're in the cart riding along, or they're back at the inn staying, and then just have like a substitute player, or even just nothing happens for these 6 months. Fast forward. Delivery day on a cold winter night. The sound of a baby cries in the moonlight, whatever.
So wait, I have a question. So, kind of going off Zach's idea, would you, if they got in combat and they were pregnant, would you have to do like a roll for miscarriage or something?
Back to the dark half of it.
It makes sense.
I think it's a good point, though. It's a good point.
It does make a good point. I would not, just because there are too many mechanics in the game already. I don't want to have to keep track of one more.
Fair point.
Of course, you could make it a simple mechanic, like every time you are hit by, a melee attack, roll a d20. If you get a 1, you miscarry or something like that. But along those lines, it also would put an interesting RP spin where instead of, everyone protecting the healer over there, everyone has to protect the fighter because, she's carrying a kid and her plate armor only does so much. And she doesn't even fit in it that well anymore.
Yeah.
Well, and there would be effects on it even once the kid's born too, because if you got a baby strapped to your back and you're fighting a bunch of goblins, that kind of changes things.
But Dan, kids are meat shields. They never die in RPGs.
That's right. You have to strap that baby to your front. You're right.
I can just imagine a baby catches a spear, just
Oh, hey, he's okay because he's still a kid. Once he grows up, then it'll be a different story.
Then he's fun, but
We should just build armies of children.
I'm just remembering the Order of the Stick comic where it's the pregnant woman, and it's like, I am a baby making two weapon wielding killing machine or something like that.
I haven't gotten there yet.
You haven't gotten there yet?
No.
It's like one of the best lines ever. I
oh,
can't
that
remember
was
it right.
funny as heck.
Any other conflicts you can see with babies in combat?
It just makes me think of Xena Warrior Princess, that's all.
I forgot about that.
So awesome.
Wow. I forgot how stupid that show was too.
It's the best!
It's like so bad it's good.
It's
same with
so cheesy.
Kevin Sorbo Hercules.
Yeah.
And Andromeda. Andromeda is also up there too.
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo was like the Bruce Campbell for a while.
Yeah.
Well, Bruce Campbell was in those shows too.
I know, that was the great part.
Yeah,
Who does he play?
and like,
He was Ardonius? No, not Ardonius. He was the god of like wine and stuff in Hercules.
Bacchus.
No, not Bacchus. That's Roman.
Dionysus.
Dionysus.
I think he was Dionysus. I can't remember. It's been so long. My mom has the complete collection in her drawer somewhere. I might have to go steal it.
I know. I never watched the shows. I just know that he was in them, and that kind of tempted me to watch them because I like Bruce Campbell.
But yeah,
Mikey177 says, "What are some standard questions to improve role playing and get information from NPCs? How do you get information from people in real life?
Honey trap. Oh, wait.
Keeping the conversation focused around them.
Honey pot.
A basic psychological thing.
Hi, I know we just met, but what's your mother's maiden name?
Hey, I just met you and this is crazy. But here's my
Call me
name.
maybe.
Please send me maybe."
Hey,
Let the person with high diplomacy do the talking.
that's me.
Or me.
And me.
Or me.
That's pretty much all of us. Except
that's
the only
for
one.
Ben.
I think all of you actually have a fairly good charisma score. You guys are a very diplomatic party.
Oh,
Even
actually,
Jinx.
my diplomacy is not great. That's my other character, but my bluff is really good. So I can lie to people.
Yeah, you're trained in bluff, but all your you don't have much of a charisma score, I don't think.
So Dan can be the politician.
It's 16. That's pretty decent.
It's what?
16.
That's still a +3. Yeah, your charisma score is still up there.
My-
Remember, 10 is like
My other
average
character
human.
is, like, the character I have in my other game is all charisma. Like, I think it's like 18, and then I've got super high diplomacy and bluff and whatever the third one is, streetwise.
Oh, I have another noob question, I guess.
What's your noob question?
Can you
Noob.
train more things at certain levels, or
Can you what more things?
Have- skills
Train?
trained? I don't know.
Yeah.
When does that happen?
You can, at every feat level, you can take a feat to get training in more skills.
Ah, okay.
But they vary everything from there's the Jack of all trades feat, which is any untrained feat gets an automatic +2 to all their rolls.
Ooh.
There's the skilled talker feat, I think it's called, where you instead of trading in a feat, you get a +7 to bluff and intimidate checks or something like that.
It's like Fallout when you pick those perks that give you a +15 and things.
But you can also at every level, when you have the opportunity to retrain something, you can also retrain your training. But in 4th edition, most of that training stuff is done through feats. And honestly, there are feats that have like bonuses on them where it's like, ritual cap, like, gain thunderous applause. Where it's along the lines of like, gain the ability to cast such and such a ritual plus training in Arcana kind of thing. They kind of add on to it.
So then, are those feats class specific, or are they general?
Most of those feats are actually ability specific, where it's like you must have a 13 or above in dexterity to be trained in athletics. You must have a 15 or above in charisma to be trained in bluff or something like that.
Okay.
Noobish question done?
Noobish question done.
Any other noobish questions while we're on noobish questions?
I might think of one later.
Okay. Tick Conqueror says, I'm going to be DMing for the first time and would like some tips on how you guys work out what to end sessions on. As a very give and take game, I acknowledge that branching paths should be available and as an option, but as more branches occur, it gets hard to create a make them want more moment for each. Do I even need to plan a conclusion for a session, or just trust and or hope that one naturally occurs? 1, we are constrained on time here, so that's a very bad question to ask. 2, I kind of end... I don't know about you guys, but I prefer to end like when the engagement dies down a little bit. I've played like marathon 12-hour sessions where it's like everyone's up and ready to go and playing the game and in there, and DM's in there, and I've also played like 1-hour sessions where like no one's in it and it's just not fun, even if it's, an exciting whatever. I kind of go until the energy runs out and then just go, okay, make notes of where we're at, and we'll pick this up next time wherever the drop of the hat goes.
Yep.
Normally after a skills challenge or combat is a nice area to go.
And that's mostly, I time that to coincide with our scheduling. Even though, combat that should be like half an hour ends up being like 2.5.
Freaking point. One freaking point.
You're welcome.
There's a podcast that I listen to called Critical Hit. Garrett also listens to it, where one of the episodes is literally like the combat has strained along like 5 hours, and the DM just goes, and a horde of elves comes in and just kills all these guys because the DM is bored.
Yep. It works.
You feel free to end whenever you need to or want to. It's kind of a discussion. Where would you guys prefer that games were end, or where would you end on?
Generally, if it's a standstill, to a point where it's two people hitting each other over the heads with hammers, and there's just really no progression. Or if you can look around the room and you can see the characters and the players just dying down, just God, kill it, over and over, but they just can't reach it. You can easily go and it bolts, or something happens, like the army appears, the enemies retreat.
There's only one character that's too short to reach it, though.
Hey, I killed something.
With the help of a magic sword.
You're welcome. Again.
No, before that. I killed something on my own.
Yeah. A freaking henchman.
May have wasted a daily power, but I killed it.
Yeah.
That is my trophy kill until something bigger comes by.
I like ending things on cliffhangers because it gives me a reason to come back.
Next
It does.
time.
And I've done that a couple times too, where the guy with the zombie dog comes out.
Yeah, that was just like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
And I like ending on after a combat, because then I'm the only one that remembers to loot the guy with the good stuff.
It is a little refreshing. It's like the opposite of how you save a game in a video game, where you save after the boss, and it's like, I'm done. Good night. I've got the adrenaline going. Instead of getting to where it's better in D&D, I find, where it's like you get up to the boss and he reveals himself and he's this gigantic thing throwing lightning out of his horns and like and then you go, and we'll get to that next time. They go, no.
Yep.
Dun, dun,
that-
It makes them want to come
dun.
back.
Because we all know that final bosses have 3 stages, and each stage will spend at least 2 hours.
Oh, yes.
Star Ocean, Last Hope. Oh my god.
Horrible
5-hour
night.
boss fight, lost. God, that was a horrible night.
Reminds me of my war with Germany and Civ.
Oh.
I
Reminds me of my war with the Zulu and Civ. A 3,000-year war that still hasn't ended.
Reminds me of every war with the Zulu and Civ.
Yeah.
They're just so. They're.
You should have seen
Also-
them in Civ 4. They were even worse.
God.
Also, that is another DMing tactic that I have done, where I take an old Civ game and make a copy of the map, and that is my map for that world.
It's not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
No,
Some
You
of the
already- you have
combats
your-
are really, really
have your continent
intense
set
in
up.
that game.
And then
you have your capitals, you
Yeah.
have your kingdoms, you have
Yeah.
But you just set it on peaceful, so it's space only victory, and choose the size of your map. Do you want a continent size map, or do you want a whole gigantic epic scale map?
Except bots can be douchebags. Like,
Yeah.
they'll set up cities in the middle of an entire civilization. Be like, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, going, that happened to me, and so I had to go to war with them and wipe them out because of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's when those 2 kingdoms are in the middle of war, and that is just a garrison that the other kingdom has sent in and taken over this town, and now they're just stuck there because they're surrounded.
Yeah.
Taking a town
Nice stuff.
and building a town for war are 2 different things. And then letting it be populated by civilians. Although, this is medieval era stuff that generally this stuff happens. So I can understand that a little bit.
Feudal
Really?
system.
You can draw.
Yay!
Or, sorry, you go.
No, I was just saying yay.
Well, you can generally draw inspiration from just about anything. It's keeping your eyes peeled and keeping your mind open to any scenario.
Yeah, I draw inspiration
Matt-
from porn.
Yeah, all those
That's
cum
not
shots, you just trace
necessarily where I
around
got
them.
my character.
He's been on the furry website.
Actually, I will show you guys. I'll show you guys.
Oh no! Oh no!
Is there a furry Reddit? I'm gonna look up. There probably is.
Oh no!
I guarantee there's a furry Reddit.
We know there's a furry Reddit. Let's not share this with the community. Quick, Borland, black screen, black screen.
Alright,
It's not
alright.
like they're looking at my
See
screen.
this? See this book? It's the book.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Ziva from NCIS?
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. But
I'm sorry, but
looks
Hannah,
like
you might
one.
have to explain what a book is because some of the people in this game don't know what you're talking about.
I know what a book is. Let me show you a book. Man, do I have a book for you?
please don't shove it up my ass, Zach.
This is
I
a book.
believe you.
Fury has enough things going up.
Mayonnaise
This
an
is a book.
instrument?
It's the Bible of calculus. Everything calculus.
Please tell me it's written like the King James version. And lo, behold,
And
X
thou
is Y
shalt
over.
Not quite.
And thou shalt
take
take
the
Y and divide
derivative of
the cosine of X and equal it to the imaginary number of T.
It does have history of like calculus in it too. So
And the Lord said that A shall equal C.
It makes me like I find myself I know I'm intelligent as far as people go, but then I realize that Isaac Newton made calculus when he was 14. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
No, I think you might have made a religion for the mechanical people.
Robots?
Calculus?
For D&D, what's their names?
Robots.
Warforged?
Warforged.
That's it. That's their religion. The Bible of calculus.
Calculus is not a religion. Thank you very much.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, religion requires faith in something that you can't perceive. Calculus
Now
is just
Now-
fact.
Now I'm just imagining like Calculon from Futurama as the deity for that religion.
That'd be great.
That would
Oh.
be.
There's a 167 page book of how 1 + 1 = 2.
Did you know that what's his name?
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard thinks that two.
Oh, yeah.
1 + 1 doesn't
Yeah.
equal 2. 1 times 1 = 2.
Terrence Howard's math. Yeah, I know.
Oh
that
my
one.
god!
That's ridiculous.
I think I showed you that. That is
Or
just-
Dan did. I can't remember. I think it was actually Dan that showed it to me.
It might have been
weird
me.
angle now.
I think I introduced it to you, but anyway, let's get back on track. Where are we even at?
I like talking about math, though. I love math.
We were talking about how
Oh yeah, how to make them want more. I think
Right.
we covered that.
Thoroughly.
Belkrai, I think that's how you pronounce it, says, I was reading the 5e DMG, when I noticed Wizards talks about using music to set, I almost said magic, music to set the mood. I thought it was an interesting proposition that I had never considered, having an actual, what is this word that he spelled? Choiric? Choiric? Choir, I think he means. And bass. An actual choir and bass, heavy boss battle themes, and so on. So I pose a question to all my fellow DMs. Have you ever used music in a campaign? How did it go, and to what extent?
We
was
should
it
totally
used?
do that.
He kind of has. Just not necessarily music so much as sound effects.
Yeah, that's true.
I usually actually use music in my games, but it does have a problem in this format where if I play music and I have to edit. In fact, Roll20 is great where actually there's a jukebox section where I can like put a playlist in and just hit like as soon as we come to this page, as soon as I drag you guys to a bar, it'll come up with bar music and stuff like that. It's actually pretty impressive. Da, 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 da.
I need to buy
I
my
said bar
recorder,
music,
then I can just start making the music.
I've got a recorder. Hang on.
no record.
Are you multi-classing in Bard?
No. Pyrogoth. Bad Pyrogoth.
Boo!
Get off the
I can-
stage.
I can still play Hot Cross Buns.
More.
No.
No.
The sad thing is, I tried to mute my mic, so I didn't have to listen to that. Wrong button.
Now, if you ever multi-class in Bard, I will allow it, but not for now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Look who's becoming a bard.
I'm a
Everybody.
I'm a bard. I've already claimed it. I'm the bard. FYI.
Not everyone
Oh.
can be a bard. There's not like there's only one bard slot that you fill. We can all be bards. I'm going to be a bard because I've already got the recorder.
Oh, there's a ton of musical instruments.
So is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Ben.
Horseradish
Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not.
I don't know, have you guys ever seen that South Park episode where it's like, this is what it might be like if someone's having sex with a dead body, he just takes a jar of mayo and sticks his fist in it and goes,
No.
Oh,
Oh.
I have not seen that.
Anyway, I actually like using music. I'll usually have like the World of Warcraft theme or soundtrack playing in the background because honestly, it's like some of the best background music ever. Because it's actually, well, it's orchestrated to be like something in the background that you don't pay attention to, but still sets the mood for places.
Yeah.
they literally have like a desert theme for the Badlands. So if you're doing a campaign of the desert, it's a great theme. They have elven themes. They have, warlord themes. They have boss battle themes. The World of Warcraft soundtrack is a great soundtrack actually to have. The problem with, I would like to have music on here, and I have done a little like post-editing music in it sometimes, but that turned out to be more of a pain than it's worth. But the problem is, it's very unsettling. If I would have to edit something, one, it's already hard enough to keep people balanced in levels of music as is, or as in voice as is, because we aren't on all separate audio tracks, because that just is a bigger headache. But at the same time, it'd be a bigger headache if, someone's trying to speak and the music is just drowning them out and they can't be understood at all. Also, if I was to, something were to happen and the music is still going, it's kind of unsettling to be in the middle of a happy, jolly jingle and then suddenly be cut, and it seems like the person is still talking in one coherent sentence, but the music jumps from big, happy, jolly bar tune to deep, rumbling bass of a boss battle fight going on.
I just had the most interesting idea for a boss battle.
Uh-oh.
Involving music.
Garrett, have an idea.
You have a big defender. That is impervious damage unless you kill the chanting people behind them, and each of them has special guardians.
I have done that.
So I played Evil Land 2 recently, and there is a boss battle where you have to win by basically playing Guitar Hero on your laptop. Starts playing music.
Wait,
What?
what game was this?
Evil Land 2. Like, it's the history of gaming in a game. Like, for that game, their timeline is like our history of gaming.
Oh,
Weird.
Evo Land. I
Evo
thought you
Land.
said Evil Land.
No,
I thought you said
Land.
EVIL.
I thought
Yeah.
he said
Yeah, that's what I thought he
I
said.
thought, what
I was
the
more
heck?
confused.
But yeah, as far as music in RPG settings goes, it's actually a very good idea and can really help people, role play or get into the mood or whatever.
Like, let's kick the shit out of this dude.
Let's have sex!
Hey.
That's her
I'll
thing.
have to have one of those, crazy porno entries every time Udalock starts talking.
Just have some Kenny G on
Oh my
standby.
For some sexy sex, man.
I haven't seen that video forever. I just want to watch the Toy Trumpet Sandstorm.
Oh, that was really
good.
That guy is like brilliant. I don't know how to say
He's
anything
fully
else
in
besides that.
character.
Yeah. But
Dude.
anything else you guys have to add to anything we have said here today?
No, I think we covered everything.
Break.
So,
Yeah!
Cool.
Let's look at Rubber Reddit.
No.
Alright, so, for now, everyone say goodbye, and we will pick up with the actual session when Kate finally gets home. In the meantime, have potty breaks, get wine,
Potty
get
breaks.
food, get drunk.
Awesome.
Get
Go ahead,
drunk.
so everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Luncheon.
Bye.
Luncheon.
Thank you for listening to the Nat 20 podcast. If you like what you heard, please give us a good rating on iTunes. If you want to see the video version, please take a look at us at Security Goats on YouTube. Have a good day.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or just sarcastic remarks, please email us at nat20podcast@gmail.com.